Welcome back to CBS Sports HQ. Jerry Palm's latest bracketology is now on CBSSports.com, and here are the 1 seeds in the latest bracketology. Kansas, Houston, Bama, and Purdue. All of these teams winning over the weekend except Purdue, who lost to Indiana, still ranked 5 in the AP Top 25. And of course, you can check out his bracketology over on CBSSports.com. And Jerry Palm, Kyle Boone, they're back with us here on HQ to talk about the 1 seeds. Now, Purdue still a 1 seed, Jerry, despite losing to Indiana. Again, the last time Purdue beat a team currently ranked in the top 25, and I heard this from Gary Parrish. So if you have any thoughts, you can just direct it towards him. But the last time they ranked someone who was currently in the top 25 was in November, and that was Gonzaga. So that's kind of crazy to think about that for a 1 seed. So, Jerry, what is it going to take for Purdue to maybe fall to a 2 or a 3 in your eyes?
Well, first of all, your poll rankings don't matter. So that's a nice piece of trivia, but it's irrelevant. Your net rankings matter. And Purdue still has a very good quad 1 record and quad 1 performance. However, they dropped behind Kansas after the loss to Indiana. And had Texas won, they would have dropped behind Texas as well. So Purdue needed a little bit of help to stay on the 1 line this week after the loss to Indiana. It's now gotten pretty competitive for that part of the bracket, and Purdue obviously needs to get things turned around if they want to stay there. They will finish at Wisconsin on Thursday, and then they get Illinois at home for the first time this year. Illinois, actually for both those teams, I think, one place for Purdue. They get Illinois at home on Saturday.
Yeah, and I'll back Palm here. Palm's not just being a Purdue homer. Yeah, Purdue's lost 4 of 6, but their resume is still really good. Kind of speaks for itself. They're tied for the 3rd most Quadrant 1 wins with 9 this season. No losses to teams that are currently projected into the NCAA tournament field. What they've done this season, what they have accomplished to this point, has at least warranted some cushion for them to stay in the 1 seed consideration. Now, they're going to have to turn things around a little bit. 4 losses in six games is not great. But Zach Edey, this Purdue team led by Matt Painter, I think has the goods to stay on the 1 line just because what they've accomplished to this point. It's not about what they've done of late. It's about what they've accomplished in the totality of the season. And Purdue, on the totality of the season, definitely has a resume that's worthy of top 4 among all of college basketball.
Purdue also 13-5 in conference play. Let's talk about the 2 seeds and the latest bracketology: Texas, Kansas State, UCLA, and Marquette. Jerry, which 2 seed do you think has the best chance to potentially move to the 1 line?
Well, I would start with Texas because I was ready to move them there this weekend had they not lost. So they're still a very strong team. They have a great resume, and of course the Big 12 schedule, which helps a lot, plus a ton of quality wins. So, Texas is in a really good spot. I think maybe UCLA could make a run as well, but the thing that's holding me back on UCLA is that their best win all year is either Maryland or Kentucky, and those are middle of the bracket teams. And until you get something with a little more juice in it, it's hard to make a case for a number 1 seed. Now they're going to get at least 1 shot at Arizona, so we'll find out what they can do with it. But until they get some better wins, it's hard to envision UCLA as a number 1 seed.
Yeah, I agree with Palm. I actually think UCLA is the better team, but Texas has the better chance to jump onto the 1 line. They're tied for the 2nd most Quadrant 1 wins in college basketball this season with 10. That is a huge benefit of playing in the Big 12, where almost every single night you're playing a Quadrant 1 opponent. They have a chance to knock off Kansas, which looks like it is in the catbird seat to win the regular season conference race. Texas, for the most part, has been the leader in the Big 12 this season, so they'll have chances to improve their resume. There's a chance that they end up with the most Quadrant 1 wins in college basketball, and if that is the case, it'd be hard to keep Texas anywhere but the number 1 seed line.
And there's some college basketball action happening tonight, hopefully just as exciting as what we saw over the weekend. But one of the bubble teams, West Virginia, playing tonight against Iowa State. Jerry, what are you expecting to see in this matchup?
Well, I expect to see desperation from West Virginia because the times are desperate for them. Their record, they played a great schedule. It's a Big 12 schedule. They just don't have enough wins if they're going to make the NCAA tournament. And now they've got to go to Hilton, where, Iowa State is almost invincible. They still have Kansas State at home. That's a 2 seed right now. And then they get the conference tournament. They're going to have to find a way to win a game or 2 before the regular season and conference tournament ends. Otherwise, they may not have a good enough record to get selected by this committee, because regardless of your schedule, you still have to have a good enough record to get picked.
West Virginia and Iowa. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kyle. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to echo what Palm was saying. This is a desperation spot for both teams. West Virginia's lost 4 of its last 5. Iowa State's lost 5 of its last 6. They lost by 11 to OU at home over the weekend inside Hilton. So it's a get-right spot for both teams. West Virginia, I think, is clearly more desperate, trying to play their way at least from the bubble into the NCAA tournament.
All right, Kyle Boone and Jerry Palm joining us here on HQ to talk about the 1 seeds, 2 seeds, and everything that's happening in college basketball. Thank you so much, guys. We sure appreciate it. There's a lot of action happening on the hardwood tonight. West Virginia, Iowa State, that is at 9 Eastern. And of course, that is not the only game. We have number 7 Baylor at Oklahoma State, UNC and Florida State in an ACC matchup, and then Nevada at Wyoming. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can watch all of that on CBS Sports Network.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.